What's up guys, it's Zoom here, and on today's video, we're going to be going over my second place Dino deck profile. Now, with this deck, I got second place last week, I also got third place last week in a 3v3, and then yesterday, we went undefeated, we only got a draw, but I want to give you guys this deck profile to show you guys exactly my choices, everything I decided to play, and it's going to be pretty in depth. So this is going to be a longer video as far as a deck profile goes. Now, if you guys are watching this video, make sure you check out my new series, Returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, where I take my dinos or locals every week, and I take you guys on a journey of me playing these games and me doing what I do in the tournament. Now, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Now, let's get into the deck profile. Alright guys, so like I said earlier, this is going to be a in-depth deck profile, so I'm going to explain all my choices. I'm going to show cards that I could have put in, but the reasons why I did it. So let's get into the deck profile. So to start it off, we played 2 Animadorn. That's pretty basic. 3 is too much. 1 is not enough because if you draw it and you can't resolve your misc, you're in bad shape. Then obviously we play triple misc, heavy red misc. Misc is the best card in your entire deck. The second best card in the entire deck is Soeting Oviraptor. Oviraptor is what allows you to search cards. You can hard search Ultimate Conductor. You can search any dino card you need. Opening Oviraptor with a misc should guarantee you to win, just because you can activate Soeting Oviraptor, chain your misc. If they have a response, and you're good to go. You're taking off. And then for other dinos, we play 2 Babysaurs and 1 Petite. In this particular build, you do not need more than this ratio as far as the little dinos. If you're finding yourself in a situation where you need like a 3rd Babysaurus or a 2nd Petite, honestly, you're probably just not managing your resources correctly. And you should definitely evaluate the way that you're playing, because you should never need a 3rd one. If you need a 3rd one, you're having an issue with card management, and just take a look at that and see if there's a way you can figure that out or fix it, because you definitely should not need more than this ratio. And then we play, as far as one-ofs, I still play the Giant Rex. The reason I play Giant Rex is because it allows you to go into a rank 4 when you have no other option to go into a rank 4, like those awkward hands you get sometimes, where you can, like, there's awkward hands where like you have to summon Soeting Oviraptor, you have to send Giant Rex to graveyard in order to get your rank 4. Sometimes it'd be like that, or you get hand trapped somewhere in your combo and you have to do this to go into your rank 4. So I still play Giant Rex. Yes, it can be a break, but eventually during that duel, you're going to find a way to utilize this Giant Rex. So that's why I still play it. And the other one of I play is Pank. You have to play Pank. Pank is so good that other decks sideboard this card, and we have the ability to not only main deck it, but we can search it. Like I said, there's times where I summon Soeting Oviraptor and I search Pank because they have more monsters than me. Gets rid of a problem, and then I can keep going. And then for the end of the dinos, we play 2 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. UCT is the nuts, man. UCT is literally what makes this deck so good, because UCT allows you to break any board. Pairing this card with misc, being able to flip all your opponent's monsters face down, being able to combo off because you pop the baby with this effect and to keep going, is really good. This card also allows you to go into double rank 4 plays if your hand is that good, because you'll pop an extra baby you have, and then you can go into another rank 4 because you got another special summon. So Ultimate Conductor is just, in my opinion, the best boss monster to ever be printed, for an archetype at least. And this is where I'm going to be like a little different from other dino decks. We're going into the hand traps now. So last week I was playing Mystic Mine, and the issue with where I'm playing is a lot of people are on Rogue right now because they're just kind of tired of how the format's going. So there was times where I activate this and I do my stuff and they're just like Dino Miscus, and I'm just like, wow. And like other times I just bricked on this card because this card just wasn't useful whatsoever. So what I decided to do this week, and it worked out for me, because we technically didn't lose. We did have a draw against Alter Guys, which this card is kind of trash against Alter Guys also. But what we decided to put in, we took out 3 Mystic Mines, and we put in Ash, and this worked out like a champ. My theory behind playing Ash over my 3 Mystic Mines is so if I brick, at least I have a way to counter my opponent and have a way to stay in it a little longer until I draw what I needed, which is exactly what happened to me yesterday when I was playing. I was playing against Invoke Dogmatica. They activated Nadir. I ashed Nadir. They couldn't do much after that. And my hand was a brick, but I also had Gamma and a Called by the Grave. So I was able to stay in the game until I drew what I needed, and then I just OTK'd him. If I had Mystic Mine, odds are he would have had it out, because the invoked players that I'm playing against are now maining Cosmic Cyclones because they don't want to lose the Mystic Mine. Because honestly, Mystic Mine is one of the only ways Dinos were beating that deck previously. But Ash Blossom worked out really well for me this weekend. My deck was running a lot smoother than a week prior. The week prior I went 3-1. I got second place. This week we went X01, so we had a draw. But I mean, last week was really good, but I felt like my deck was just running really well, and I always had Ash. Like even against Alter Guys, Ash came up. Their Maluseek search. Nope, you're not getting that Faker to your hand. You're not going to continue to pop off on me. Ash is just a really good interruption. Depending on your local, you could definitely still play Mystic Mine. But I build my decks for what I know I'm going to play against, and I build my decks to be as consistent and as viable for me as possible. So that's why I'm playing Ash Blossom instead of Mystic Mine. So that's like the biggest difference in my deck. And then obviously we play the Gamma package in the 1 break, but Gamma is just really good. I'll say this over and over again. Hold your Gamma until your turn, no matter what, unless you know for a fact this Gamma is going to end their turn, because there's people out there main decking Lancia, stuff like that. It also depends on your hand if you hold your Gamma, to be honest. But majority of the time, hold your Gamma until your turn. This card in this deck is meant to be offensive, not defensive. So you do your combo, you send Mist to Grave, you try and activate Mist, they ash you, Gamma. You don't care what your opponent does if they're playing a combo deck. So there's no real reason to Gamma them. Just let them pop off. You Dark Ruler them, Gamma whatever hand trap they have, you win. But that's it for hand traps. That's it for monsters. Let's get into the spell cards. So I played triple Lost World and 1 Terraforming. This is the deck then. I love opening a hand with Lost World, which I'm sure everybody else that's watching this video that plays Dinos too, because Lost World is one of the most powerful field spells out there, and just being able to give your opponent a token, being able to use Solding Oviraptor's effect on that token, non-targeting if they have a token, this field spell is insane. And I actually won a game because my opponent forgot Lost World made their monsters lose 500 attack, non-dinos, and they attacked me. And they thought they had game on board, and they didn't. I was left at 500 life points, and the next turn, I came back, and I literally OTK'd him. So, Lost World was really good. The other spells I do play, I play triple Fossil Dig. That's a staple. Then I play triple Dark Ruler no more. Dark Ruler is how this deck is able to play going second. This card is really good, especially for playing like Shadal Dogmatica or whatever you're playing against. You let them go ahead and resolve their window. So you kind of like, it's not really bluffing them, but you just special summon and then they'll chain their trap card to summon window. You're just like, all right, Dark Ruler. Now your whole board's gone and now I have advantage. So Dark Ruler is what allows his deck to go second. I always go second. I don't care what the situation is. I'm going second in this deck. And it makes me feel better going second also, because I don't care who wins the Dyro. Unless I'm playing the mirror, which I haven't played the mirror in a little bit. But just being able to go second and not worry about the Dyro and stuff takes stress away from you also. So I love going second. The other cards I play for going second are 2 Lightning Storms. The reason I'm only playing 2 Lightning Storm and not 3 is because, yes, you can break on Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is bad past turn 1, and I play triple Pot of Prosperity in order to see a Lightning Storm if I absolutely need it. The worst thing to do is be in a grind game and you have your Lost World face up and you draw a Lightning Storm. And you're just like, wow, I lose. The only situation, I had one situation last weekend where I had Lost World on the board and he had a full board and he attacked me. I was at like 200 life points, and for some odd reason, he decided to pop my Lost World. And I'm like, huh? He should have waited until I committed to a summon before popping my Lost World, because Lost World would have resolved, blah, blah, blah. Well, depending on how I do the chain links. But I felt like he should have waited instead of popping my Lost World, because then he didn't have any negates on board. He just had big monsters because he used all his negates. So then I was just like Lightning Storm, and then I used my Miskin Graveyard effect, got sold in Oviraptor. I had a double evolution pill, Ultimate Conductor, attacked for game. But other than that, Lightning Storm, I only play 2 because I hate breaking, and I like my ratios really, really, really good. And then yeah, I showed you guys the triple prosperity already. We do play triple prosperity. And then as far as the other spells, I play 2 double evolution pill. 2 is the perfect ratio. 3, no, please don't play 3. 1 really sucks when you open that and you can't go combo, so you got to play 2. Then the last spell I ran, Called by the Grave. This card came up a couple times. I actually didn't use it in a offensive way this tournament because it just never came up. I did. One of the situations I remember is Cyber Dragon player normal summons core, and I Called by the Grave his core and graveyard. He's just like, man, he just lost, man. I felt bad, but that's it for that. There's one more card I thought about putting in, but it like kind of contradicted itself against Pot of Prosperity, and I see other builds playing it, so I'm going to explain why I don't play it. So you could play Triple Tack Talents. The reason I don't play this card is because you could definitely break on this card, and not every deck is going to activate a monster effect on your main phase. And then yeah, you could always use the effect to steal or take from your opponent's hand, but what kind of advantage is that going to give you if you resolve your Pot of Prosperity and all you're doing is taking a monster? Unless it's a Dragoon, it's a plus with a Dragoon, but other than that, I feel like this is a neg if you're playing Pot of Prosperity in your deck. Now if you don't open Pot of Prosperity, open this, yeah, that's cool, but I'm thinking about consistency, and if I draw Pot of Prosperity and resolve it and I have this in my hand, this is pretty much dead unless they have a freaking Dragoon or something that I could take and you take advantage of. But this card is more of like a late game card, in my opinion, especially for playing Prosperity. Yeah, that's why I don't play these. I see other builds playing it. I don't recommend playing it. You could try it out. I didn't try it out. This is all theoretical, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to be playing these. As far as the extra deck, we won't go into the side because the side deck is very locals dependent, but I will tell you one thing: play Cosmic Cyclones in your side deck. That's like the one side deck card I highly recommend is Cosmic Cyclone and like a Harpy's Feather Duster and a Red Reboot, because your biggest fear with this deck is trap decks. As far as the extra deck, the main deck's 40 cards. As far as the extra deck, we play 1 Link Karibo, 1 Anima. Anima came up so many times, people still haven't. It's Drytron literally punished people for using their zones, and people still haven't learned. I literally took a Golden Lord I took so many cards with this over the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous, man. I highly recommend playing Anima. Use that extra slot, put Anima in, because people still don't play around this, especially at the locals level. Now at a higher level, they'll probably definitely play around it. Then I played one Amirage. Amirage is a change I made. I decided to cut Zeus because Zeus never came up. So we're playing an Amirage and place it at Zeus. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I really break, blah blah blah, I can link into I can link my normal summon like baby Dino and just do it that way, blah blah blah. I have a devolution pill in my hand. I can go into secure garden because it's a Cyberse. I can activate double evolution pill. That's for like a really bad hand, but I have it there just in case. The extra deck, you don't use like a lot of your extra deck, but it's there just in case. And then obviously you play the one secure Gardener. Just because it's secure Gardener, you have to use it sometimes. Like ever since Prosperity came out, I'm using this less and less. But it does come up because you got to find a way to get your non-dino in the grave. And then I do play one Lambda. Lambda's really good for when you have the ability to go into a rank 2 and you still have a Gamma in your hand. So now you can activate Gamma from your hand even if you have face-up monsters. Really good. And then for the other links, I play one Pentastag. Just for piercing and OTKs. This card literally is an OTK button. You go onto this, put Ultimate Conductor under this, piercing on everything. All you need is Ultimate Conductor in this card to win a game. And then I play one Nightmare Phoenix, and then Nightmare Unicorn. I did resolve these a few times, but majority of the time I go on a Unicorn. This comes up a little bit more than Phoenix, but if you're playing a back row deck, Phoenix might come up. Then for the last link, I play one Access Code Talker. I only summoned this once during the last 2 weeks out of 3 tournaments, but it's still there because it's a win con and it could come up. As far as Exceeds, it's pretty basic. I decided to play Baguska. I summoned this twice every time I won that duel, just because it summons everything in defense, negates their effects. And a lot of people, like, whenever I summon it, people had to read it like 20 times. And I'm just like, think about VFD, but like a generic, like a weaker VFD. I'm like, that's pretty much what it is. It's a rank 4 VFD. Not as good, but it's still good. And then I played one Abyss Dweller. This is for graveyard decks. Anything that resolves cards out the graveyard. PK, Fire, Burning Abyss. Stuff like that, because if I'm going game 2 and I know they're on graveyard effect decks, this is my, instead of going to Doka, I go Dweller. Orcus also. And then I play one Tornado Dragon. That's for you back row players out there, man, or problematic cards on the board. And then that's it for the non-evolves or Exceeds. Then we play 2 Doka, 1 Logia. Or is it I play 2 Dokas because I can go into a second one any game. Imagine a board where you end on 2 of these. If you know you're playing like a heavy monster effect deck, there's times where you literally can go into 2 Dokas and your Ultimate Conductor. Any other deck, I would go, if you can go into 2 rank 4s, I would go into a Logia and a Doka. That way you're protected by other spells and traps and stuff like that. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. This one is a little longer because I wanted to go into more detail, more in depth for you guys, show you guys exactly what I'm working with. Like I said, the first tournament last week, we got 2nd place, and then we got 3rd place at the 3v3. And then after that, yesterday we went 3-0-1, so we didn't lose a game. We had a draw, but we didn't lose a game. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed the video. If you want more content like that, be sure to like and subscribe and let me know down below in the comments section. But my name's Zoom. Peace.